Alrighty then. Successful Indie Author 5-minute focus episode. Change my microphone here. 1168. The Pain of Misalignment. Most of the conflict in our lives, most of our disagreements with spouses and friends come from misalignment. Our expectations aren't met by reality. So the easiest and most obvious way this is in our lives is on a date. You go on a first date and you have certain expectations. The best ones are when you have no expectations. Just let it flow. Listen more than you talk, those kinds of things. So what happens if you don't get what you expected? Geez, I hope she really likes me. And she doesn't. How do you react to that? And that is the only thing in your control, is how do you react when you have a misalignment. It comes often for authors when you're publishing a book and you expect a certain amount of sales, you expect a certain amount of feedback, you submit your book to your editor, you submit a book to proofreaders, you expect that they'll like it, and they don't. And I've seen way too many authors get defensive. Well, obviously you're not smart enough to read my book and understand what I'm saying. No, no, don't go that route, because that's a misalignment, and you're going to be one unhappy person if that's how you react to not meeting your expectations. So just listen. That's one of the best things you can do to manage your expectations, because then it gives you time to adjust to reality. Here's what really happened. You expected this, but you're over here. So how do you do that? Of course, I'm standing on the first tee. I expect to hit the ball right down the middle of the fairway. If I don't, what do? Troop over there and hit it. I mean, take the next shot. Do what you need to do. That's what I expect from golf. I expect not to go where I expect. How about that? Expect the unexpected. A lot of times that misalignment is a window directly into your soul. You see people that don't get what they want and they just freak out. They get really angry, they explode, they throw a temper tantrum, and that's not what you want. Because what you you may not be able to control the situation where you expected a certain result, but you absolutely can control your reaction to it. And that's, as an author, the reaction is critical, that you don't demean your proofreaders, you don't go after your editor, because guess what? They won't edit for you again. And all of a sudden, no editor will work with you because it's too painful. You go after them. Hey, I'm just doing what you asked me to do. Edit your story. Edit your really bad story. Is that what you want to hear? Or do you want to say, hey, what do I need to get better? That's what you can control. That's what you can do. All right. Better manage through temperance. Be more temperate. Temper your emotions. I actually don't know what I mean with that. So, yeah, I put these bullets down. I write them days in advance. I look through them before I start. It made sense to me 10 seconds ago, but now all of a sudden it doesn't. You have to temper your reaction to things. You have to temper the management of your expectations. Well, how do you do that? Because we all hope for things. Well, understand the difference in your mind of hoping and expecting. Expecting is something you kind of think it's going to come true, and hoping is, geez, if everything works, this will happen. That's great. That's Hope is okay. We all live for hope, but if we expect certain things, then that may not be the best thing for you. So flexibility. Be flexible in your expectations, but how you react to them. It's almost like a chess game. Chess, there's only so many places you can move, but there's an infinite number of variations, isn't there? You move here, they move there, you do this, and all of a sudden it's like, no, that's different. Yes, that's life. And that's writing, that's living, all of it's that way. I expect to just run down to the store and you get in a car accident. Who in the hell expects that? You don't. So, reacting is in your control. Managing the situation to get to that point, you can do a little more of that, but you still can't control other people's reactions. You can only control your own. So get that under control. Make sure you do what you can do to not look the fool and then move on with your life. Manage those expectations. That's probably the best thing you can do, is don't get them up too high. You expect your first book to be a bestseller. I'm kind of hard on people, because I tell everybody, your first book's probably going to suck. Just make sure the second book sucks less. It's probably going to suck too. And it may seem kind of funny, but it's better for your mental health if you don't expect that first book to be a bestseller and it's not, because that's a hard hill to climb. Manage your expectations and control your reactions when reality doesn't meet what you expect. Simple enough. Peace, fellow humans.